Hey guys, this is Elias with Softfly, and in this video I'm going to show you how to import JetEngine custom fields with a CSV file and WPL import. So to get our file, I'm going to choose to upload a file, which is this button right here, and then I'm going to upload this CSV. All right, now this CSV contains some property listings, and this is what we're going to import. I'm going to show you really quick here. We don't have any properties on this side, so I'm going to choose to import new items, and I'm going to create new properties for each record in this data file. All right, so let's continue to step 2. And here on step 2, we just need to double check that our import file is looking good. We actually have 104 rows, so this data is correct. And these are the actual columns we're going to import. So this is looking good too. Now, since this is all good, let's just continue to step 3. And here in step 3, we just need to drag and drop the values from this right panel into whatever field we want them to go. All right, so I'm going to drag and drop the title here, like so. And then I'm going to use this content element to be the description of my properties. All right, we can preview here just to make sure that they are looking good, and they are. So let's dismiss this and then open up here the images section. Now in this images section, I'm gonna drag and drop this image featured element. Then I'm gonna place a comma, and I'm gonna drag and drop the gallery. All right, so the reason I'm gonna do this is because these images are actually separated with a comma. So if I hit preview right here, you will see the different URLs, and here is a preview of the images. So to make sure our images can be downloaded correctly, let's just click here on this button that says run test. And WPL import will attempt to actually download these images. And as you can see, the test was successful. Now this means that WPL import is able to access these images and then attach them to our properties. So since that's done, let's just continue clicking here on the dismiss button. All right, so here we have some advanced options for images, and this first one will compare the images when WPL import is unloading them to make sure that they are not already in our media library. So if an image is being downloaded and it's already in the media library, well, then WPL import won't download that image, but instead we'll use the existing one. So that's very neat, and I do want to keep this enabled. I'm going to match those images by URL, but I can also match them by file name. All right, so I want to keep this setting enabled and this one disabled. Now this setting, I'm going to leave it as it is too, because I do want the first image to be set as the feature image. All right, so this is done. So let's just continue. I'm going to skip the whole custom field section because we don't have any custom fields here besides those that were created with JetEngine, and we're going to use the JetEngine add-on to import them. Now let's enable this properties post type option. And here we can see all of the property fields we have in our properties. All right, so let me show you real quick here how this data actually looks. Now we have our title, the description, of course, and here we have the map address, the short address, which are both, they are text fields. Here we have the date first listed field, which is a date picker. Then we have these fields, which are drop downs, and that's cool. We can select values from that pull down. Then this price field is a text field. Then we have the amenities, which are checkbox. We can select multiple ones, and we're going to import this with WPL import. I'm going to show you how in a minute. Here we have the square feet, which is a number field. These two are radio fields. And then we have the rooms field, which is a repeater. Now this repeater has 3 subfields, which are name, measurement, and description. So we're going to import this too because each property has multiple rooms, and we're going to get them all imported using the JetEngine add-on. Now here we have the media tab, which has the gallery and the floor plan. And then we have the contact tab, which has the agent name, phone, email, and link for more details. All of them simple text fields. Now, since we already know how all of these fields look like, let's just use WPL import to import some data directly into them. So here we have our map address, and we have that element right here. All right, so let's just drag and drop that. Then we have the short address, school. For the date first listed, you can use whatever PHP date format, and WPL import will recognize that and import it without much problem. And you can actually go ahead and set up here a static date. For example, let's say you want to set this date to be the 28th of December, 2023. So you can do that, but I actually have this date first listed element right here. So instead, I'm gonna use that. Let me delete this, right? And drag and drop this element like so. Now WPL import will import these dates dynamically. All right. So here for this field, I could actually go ahead and select a value from here. Same with this one, but I'm not gonna do that because that will mean that every single one of these 104 listings will have the same value. And I don't want to do that because they all have their own values. So I'm gonna set with XPath, then hover on the question mark next to it to know what the XPath accepted values are. Now, in this case, the accepted values are separated with commas, but there is really not much of a problem in this case because we only have one value, which is, in this case, it's on market. So I'm gonna drag and drop this, and WPL import will import this property. It's gonna be market, and this other one too, actually. But if there is a different one, then WPL import will import that value. Now for the listings type, I'm gonna do the same, set with XPath, and drag and drop that value here. All right. Then we have the price element, so I'm gonna drag and drop that. And here for the amenities, here is where we will find this very useful, guys, because again, we could actually go ahead and select some amenities from here, but as you can understand, not all properties have the same elements. So since we want to import this dynamically using the actual amenities from these properties, well, then we need to use this element right here, which means that we need to use XPath. Now, if I hover on the question mark again, guys, you will see that WPL import tells me that I need to actually separate these elements with a comma. Now, I have this here with a pipe, which is not good for us, but not to worry, we have workarounds for this. We just need to go here to wplimport.com, then click on the docs menu, then find import, scroll down to custom code, inline PHP. Here you will find this quick function, which works to replace a value within a string of text with another value. You can use it with words, maybe with letters or symbols or whatever. So I'm just gonna copy this and paste it right here. All right. So this is how this works. The first value, which is surrounded by quote marks here, it's the value we're gonna look for in the text we're gonna import, right? And that value is a pipe. Then we have the next element, which is the value we're gonna use to replace this first value, which is a comma. Because again, we want to actually go ahead and replace these pipe elements with a comma. So this is gonna be our second value, a comma. Then we need to use a comma again and use here the element we want to run this function on. Now this element, I'm gonna delete it and drag and drop the amenities element right here. All right, so with this, WPL import will transform all of these pipes into commas and import our checkbox fields correctly, which we have right here. All right, so let's continue. We have here our square feet, so let's drag and drop that. Then we have the bathrooms, which are here. Then the bedrooms, all right, and then we have our repeater field. So the way this works is we have three modes, the fixed mode, the variable for XML, and the variable for CSV. Now, the main difference here is that you will use the fixed version if you have a fixed number of repeater subfields in this room element. For example, let's say you have only 3 rooms per property. Well, you will add 2 more rows here, and you will drag the elements you need for each one of these, and that will be it. But this is not our case because, let me show you real quick here. Here we have this room's name, and as you can see, this is a room, entrance porch, then the entrance hall, then the living room, then the sitting room, and here we have the measurements for each one of these rooms. And then we have the description for each one of these rooms too. So as you can see, this has quite a bunch of rooms, but if I click here, you will see that this other property doesn't have that many rooms. So this is a variable number of rooms per property. So as such, we just need to go ahead and select one of the variables because the fixed one won't work for us. So since we're importing a CSV file, I'm gonna use the CSV variable, and WPL import will ask from us a delimiter, which by default is a pipe, but you can change that to whatever your file is using. Now, my file here is using a pipe, so I'm just gonna leave it like that. And then we have this option to ignore blank fields. And I'm gonna enable that because I don't want to have blank spaces here. For example, when we have this first element filled up, this is empty, and this other one is with data. We don't want that. We want to ignore this one and don't have any blank spaces between sub-elements in that repeater field. All right. So since this is done, we have identified what option to use to import our repeater fields. I'm just gonna go ahead and drag and drop the values. Here is the name, here is the measurements, and here is the description. Cool. So with this, our repeater will work. We will see that very soon when we have this 104 properties imported. For now, let's just continue with the import. We have here the media section, and here we have the gallery field. Now let's drag and drop the gallery element. And as I mentioned before, guys, this is separated with a comma. So I'm gonna place here a comma and enable the same settings to search through the media library for existing images before importing new ones. And I'm gonna match them by URL. I'm gonna do the same with the floor plan, which is here. It's cool. All right. Then we have the contact information, and here's the agent name. Right. Then the phone. Oh, this is actually email, but doesn't matter. I'm gonna place it here. All right. And the link for more details. And guys, with this, we have everything we need to import our properties using the JetEngine add-on in WPL import. Now, if you're feeling a little bit lost here, especially with the rooms repeater field, just don't worry about it. Go to our website and click on docs and go nuts here. Now, if you still don't find the answer you're looking for here in our documentation, just click on the support link in the menu and send us an email, and we will be more than happy to help you out. All right, so since this is done, let's just continue with the import. We will open up the taxonomy section and enable here the tenure, which we have around here. Then the property of the week. All right, and with this, we're pretty much done with our import. Now, we have here other properties option, and this is basically just some WordPress standard stuff. I'm gonna just skip all of this because the default values work just fine for me. And lastly, we have the function editor. And guys, as you remember, we used here a quick function in the amenities field, and that function is from here in the inline PHP section. But there is actually another kinds of function you can run in WPL import, and those are classic functions like so. Here's a brief example. You can paste this in the function editor right here. All right, and use that function, which maybe has some more complex calculations or logic or whatever you need to use in your import file. you can write that function here and run it, and WPL import will process it just the same. Now, since we have covered pretty much everything here, let's just continue to step 4. And here in step 4, well, basically we need a unique identifier, and of course we could just go ahead and drag and drop some of these values. But the easiest way to actually get this is to click here in the auto detect button. Now WPL import will just choose the right one for you, and you can just forget about this. Now these settings, I'm going to leave them as they are at the moment, but just so you know, this just controls whether you want to create new properties from this import file or not. This one controls whether you want to update existing properties with the data in this file or not. And this is where you can choose which data to update. This is very useful for when you're actually running this import on a daily basis and you only want to maybe update the availability field because maybe some listings are no longer in the market or something. Well, you can change that here. Just select the fields you want to import and uncheck the ones you don't. All right. Now this third option is very powerful, guys, because it will allow you to actually modify or remove listings that are no longer present in your import file. Now, I have an example here to use this one, but let's just run this import first, and then we will come back and we will import another file here and use that to delete some properties that are no longer present in that file. All right, now let's just click here on the continue button and run our import. Now this is gonna take a minute or two, so I'm just gonna let this go and come back when it's ready. All right, that didn't take too long. Let's see how our properties came in. Here we have 104 properties, and this is great because that's the number we expected. Let's see how this looks in the front end, where we have this beautiful website, and here are our properties. They all look very good. Let's open this one up and see what's going on here. And as you can see, we have our images, and that's always a good sign because that means that WPL import was able to download and attach all of them. So this is looking real nice, guys. Now we have our title, the price, bed, baths, square feet. Then we have the location with the map, the description, the amenities, the rooms repeater field worked, and the agent information worked too. Now here we have our title, description, the tenure, property of the week. Then we have our listings information, the amenities, the radio fields are looking real nice. Then we have our rooms repeater, and as you can see, we have a bunch of rooms, which is great. Then we have here our media gallery, and then the contact info. So yeah, guys, this is looking real good. So as I said before, guys, there is one thing left to do, and that is let's modify our import. You can go here to manage import, and if you want to upload a new file to be used because maybe your provider sends you a file daily or weekly or whatever with new properties, or maybe some properties that are no longer available for publishing. Maybe some people bought those properties or something and they are no longer present in that import file. Well, we're just gonna go here and click here on this button that says upload a file, and we have here a updated file with fewer properties, and I'm gonna upload that file. All right, and then I'm gonna choose to remove or modify properties that are no longer present in this import file, and then I'm gonna choose to remove these properties. Right, you can actually go ahead and select a less drastic option. You can actually go ahead and send those properties to the trash. But since those properties are no longer here in our import file, I'm just gonna go ahead and straight up delete them. All right, I'm also gonna go ahead and delete the files and images attached to those properties, because I don't want to clutter my website with images from properties that are no longer here. So yeah, these are the settings I'm gonna use. If you want to learn more about how to use this feature, just click here on this little YouTube icon and you will be taken to a video where we talk a little bit more about this. All right. For now, let's just save this configuration. We need to acknowledge that we know what we're doing, because again, this has the potential to be kind of destructive in your site. So you need to have backups. It's highly recommended, guys, that you back up your site before running your import with these settings in place. So I'm just gonna type that in. I have backups. All right, and confirm. It's cool. Then I'm gonna run this import. Now I'm gonna show you again, guys. We have here 104 properties, and let's see how it looks after we have run this import. Again, this is gonna take a minute or two, so I'm just gonna pause the video here and come back when it's ready. All right, guys, so WPL import has finished with our import, and we have updated 80 records, and we have deleted 24 records. So if I go ahead here and refresh this page, you will see that we no longer have 104 properties. Now we have 80, which is the number of records we expected. That means that WPL import deleted 24 properties that were no longer present in our import file. Now, if I click here to see the front end of the site, you will see that our properties are still here. So this data was not touched. All right, so there you have it, folks. That's how you import JetEngine custom fields using a CSV file and WPL import. Now, if you want to learn more about how to import or export other kinds of data, maybe how to import ACF custom fields, maybe WooCommerce products, maybe WooCommerce orders and whatnot, just check out the other videos in our channel or go to our website here at wplimport.com. Now, hope you like this video and see you next time.